Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the MASE and SHADY show. How are y'all doing? Hey, Pikey, Mikey, and Yvette, thank y'all for being on time and noticing that we're on time today.
Yes. Hey,
Good
Mikey.
job.
Hey, Dad. How
How
is
you doing tonight?
everybody? I'm surviving.
You scratching and surviving?
I'm
You
scratching
looking
and surviving.
good. You look
Thank
like you're a
you.
survivor.
I'm trying to, I have to look like I'm a survivor since I'm not, because technically I'm not.
You a survivor. You making it through. We all making it through. It's been a long week.
Oh, my goodness.
I cannot tell you how happy I am that it's the weekend.
Hey,
Hey,
Vintage
Vintage.
1970.
Hey everybody, yes, make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. We got some mess to talk about tonight. So let's just go ahead and get started. Y'all pour up your drinks.
Let me get mine because I got me a little bit of
Hit it
amaretto.
one time. You wanna make a drink right now?
Yeah, I got mine already in the shaker. I got me some amaretto
Mm-hmm.
and some orange juice because I did not know because I be buying the Di Serrano.
Mm-hmm.
And all that shmoney on a Di Serrano and this cheap amaretto, right? This one right here tastes just like the Di Serrano, and I paid $6.95.
Listen, sometimes you gotta find an alternative, especially when times is hard. You gotta have your go-to and your backup. Just in
It tastes
case.
just like it. And I drink, and now I drink drinks for the taste now. I used to be an alcoholic. I used to, before. Hey, Cleo. I used to be falling out drunk. But now, but now, I am.
We done made it through. We is saved. We is not back like we was in the Freaknik days.
I was about already drinking Newport 100 smoking.
Thank the Lord for grace, favor, and mercy. We done made it through. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about some lawsuits. Let's talk about Monique. She just got unblackballed, and now she trying to.
You was breaking up a little bit. You was breaking up a little bit. No, you still breaking up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. Can you
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
You was breaking up. Now I can hear you very clear.
Okay. So what I was saying was Monique is suing CBS and Paramount for the royalties that she feels like she deserves for the Parkers. I'm surprised that they aren't getting them already. My thing is, what type of contract did you sign? Because it all really depends on whatever you signed when you first got that deal. I remember Thelma from Good Times says that they offered them like a lump sum, or they offered them where you can make money off syndication later on.
Yeah, the residuals.
The residuals. And she decided to get the residuals. Some people got the lump sum of money, and that lump sum, disappears after a while, and then you don't have nothing else to back off of. Because when you're on a show, you don't really know how the longevity is going to be. And the Parkers has had a lot of financial success over the years.
If I'm not mistaken, because I remember with them residuals. But you're right. It's depending on the contract that they sign. But I do think Monique and Kim, not Kim, Countess Vaughn, but they're so iconic. So you call them, Mama and Kim. Yes, Mama. And I think they do need to be compensated. Like,
I'm not saying that they don't.
I'm saying they do, and if they wasn't properly, because I heard that a lot of actors that act on sitcoms, a lot of times they didn't know better. And, a lot of times they be very deceitful with them. So we'll figure out, what's going on.
Thank you, Robin. And the thing is, it's just like when you're signing a music contract, when you're fresh out the struggle, you're almost willing to sign anything because you don't really know how good the show is going to do. You don't really know if it's going to be successful years later because The Parkers is one of those shows that's been on since it's been canceled. It's still in syndication. It's on Netflix. It's on many other channels, and it's been that way for a long time. And if they haven't been getting their money, then that's a problem. That's been going on. So One thing
But
about
also, they Countess Vaughn joined the lawsuit as well. So she joined along with Monique. She's in support of Monique. And also, because last week we missed out to discuss Monique's comedy special. What did you think about it? Did you watch it?
No, because the reviews wasn't all that great.
Well, because the show wasn't all that great. The show was not all that great. I'm like,
I saw clips of it, and it wasn't funny. It was just like a documentary, like you telling your business, but it wasn't funny.
Yeah, it was not funny. It wasn't funny. It had funny parts, but it wasn't a consistent knee slapper. It was like really flat. I think it was more stuff that she could have did in the documentary. Like you could have sat down and told your story in the documentary. Like, girl, I saw a little bit of lesbian in her. It wasn't nothing shocking, Monique.
Yeah, we wasn't shocked
like
when you said,
girl, bye.
The lit carpet.
Yeah, we saw it. But the other YouTuber, Wiley from the Wiley Show, he was actually, shout out to Wiley. His channel is hilarious. But he was in the comedy special.
He was in the show?
He was in the audience, and they glanced in, and he was sitting there with a red t-shirt. So he was in the audience, and they did put the spotlight on him in a minute. Because I'm like, hey,
well, shout out to him for that. So we wish Monique the best. I hope she gets what she deserves. But I will say it really depends on whatever contract you signed when you first got with the Parkers. So we ain't no telling.
Right. And Monique, we been knew you been gay. Girl.
For the next story, I think we have a Jaguar update. I hear it's been some new developments in the streets and the gutter snipe streets.
On this channel, I don't know when is the last time that we spoke about Jaguar, but I'm going to try to bring you up to speed about what I saw that was going on. When we left off, Jaguar was in the mental institution, pregnant by her husband, her then husband, Goomba. I believe they call him Goomba. Mm-hmm. She was allegedly pregnant by him. She got out, and then the pregnancy wasn't confirmed as a yes or no. It wasn't confirmed. Then she went down to, I believe, the mayor's office and told a couple of people off, and then she got arrested again. Mm-hmm. And then I think she was let out. And then, I know, flash forward, there was a lot going on as the Jag turns. This is like a soap opera, All My Jaggins, One Jag to Live. This is just giving a soap opera. She was living in a lot of different hotels with her mother and her son. And this last situation, she was in the apartment, I think, that was rented out to her husband because her husband left her. Yeah, the husband left her for a young lady named Nikki that Jaguar calls Dirty Nikki. And that girlfriend of Goomba's that he was with prior. And Jaguar said that, he slept with her or had sex with her behind a barbershop while she was pregnant. And then they leaked her sex tape. It was a sex tape. And Jaguar actually said that she was outside somewhere and she saw a gentleman staring at her. And she knew that he was staring at her because he saw the tape. Like, he saw the tape and he was looking at her because her jaws on the tape was like really, like this. And she gave, strong jaw muscles. So he was looking at her, maybe like, hey. But that's what she said. And it's just a lot. And then she got evicted from the apartment complex Legacy. And she was outside videotaping, taking people's response. Like, how do they feel about, how Legacy is treating the tenants. Mm-hmm. And then she couldn't find her purse. So she was like fanatically looking for a pocketbook. Where's my pocketbook? Sam, look through the stuff. Get my bag. And then she was looking through a pocketbook. She said, I told them to not Legacy. I told them not to touch my property. And they did it anyway. I'm going to go
So
down
how does that correlate with what happened like this? Happened recently, right?
Where she was still in Texas, okay. I believe this was in Texas. She was on her way to Shreveport, she said, Louisiana, because she was going to Louisiana because it was a lot going on. She has family down there. She's more comfortable in Louisiana, and this is the place she wanted to be. So she drove down to Louisiana, and she was in a hotel in Louisiana with her mother and her son. So she was filming from there, going live, back and forth, doing what the Jag does. And then she was in the pool. Tata's hanging. Swing low, sweet chariot. They were just swinging low in the pool. You know, she was telling her story. You know, she's on live, you know, just, you know, going at it, you know, on live. And she glances, I think she saw them out her peripheral, you know, the federales, the cops like coming. So she's like, hey, you're looking for me. And so she's like, you know, they was like, what's your name? So she's like, Jacqueline Jaguar Wright Johnson. And, you know, they was like, you know, it's you, girl. Like, we looking for you. And she's like, you're being arrested. So she was like, why? I don't live. They was like, they were from Texas. She had a warrant out in Texas or whatever. And she was like, why do you live in Texas? They looked at her like, child, we don't care. You're going to jail. And I guess they arrested her. And I believe the YouTuber Sean Davy Wade, he was following up on the story. He also today, I think he spoke with Jaguar's sister. You know, all the mess that's going on, we still got to remember she does have a family. And this is, you know, I think allegedly maybe a mental situation, because the family said that she's been dealing with this. They've been dealing with this, you know, for most of her life. You know, they like, because everybody has that family, you know, the family member, you know, what have you. And it's so sad because she's such a talent. I believe she's very talented.
I feel like it's a case of we don't have the right team around us. You know, a lot of times our family, when we get older, they abandon our issues and just like, I don't want to deal with it no more. And eventually you're going to have to deal with your own demons. And I think it's a lot of stuff catching up with Jaguar.
Yeah, but I think I personally think, I'm not sure, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I think it's really a mental issue. Like, because some people, you don't understand how that brain work, and that brain can make you see and say things and do things, because she says a lot of stuff that, like even with her husband leaving her, like if you wouldn't, at first she was asking for him to come back home or whatever, you know, whatever. And you're saying that he had a intimate relationship with his mother. You know, you're saying
that's crazy. That's crazy to say.
Even if it was true, that's not something that you would put out there about your husband. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't come back after that. That's something I'd be like, what? No, I'm on the run.
You can't say and do anything to people and expect people to still be in your
corner. Because some people are going to forget about you, that you may have a mental illness, and you know. And it's a lot. I just feel bad for her family, because I know it's kind of difficult watching and feeling helpless. Like, because if you're watching your family just spiral out of control, and then they're bringing you, and it's not like she's a person that people don't know. She's becoming, you know, a name. She was a name, and then she's becoming a bigger name, but for the wrong reasons. And you know, your family get involved in, you know, indirectly, and you know, they just want, you know, their mother, her sister's mother, and the son, you know, safe.
Mace, Arnold has a question for you. He's asking, how come you have the name Latoka for Latasha? It's so hilarious.
Because she's like real crunchy, and she's like real crunchy for stealing, and she looked like she'd be eating a lot of tacos, and the way her name is spelled, girl, that is not Latasha.
But since you want to bring her up, she is on the docket.
It's at the least to Latoka.
She is on the docket for releasing a gospel song related to the drama with Escape. While in the song, in the video, the clip that I saw and posted on my page on Instagram, you can see the shade that's being thrown in a gospel song. You're not supposed to use the word of God to throw shade towards people that you feel like have wronged you. That's not godlike. That is not the message that you are trying to give out. And let's start with speak on it. She said speak on it 3, 4, 5 times.
No, you got to go back shade. You got to start with the dress. The dress alone was shady.
But that's just the one part you said speak on it, which is Candy's brand, which is speak on it. You said it multiple times during the song. Then in the song, you got the infamous green dress from the Soul Train Awards, where basically you took you said I'm gonna wear whatever I'm gonna wear, and I'm gonna act like I didn't know that we was supposed to wear silver. I'm sure they told you what the colors were, but you decided you was gonna wear what you want to wear, and it made you look bad. It made you look a certain type of way, and I think that was a way for her to be the victim again. She likes being the victim. That's what narcissists do to get people on their side. And I did not like this gospel album. I mean, the song. I didn't listen to the album, but it's just a message. It's still shade in the gospel song.
Yeah, it's not giving gospel. It's giving get back. It's giving shade. I'm gonna be shade. It's giving I couldn't make it as an R&B artist, so I'm gonna, do R&B music under the guise of gospel. But I'm really throwing shade, and because the dress alone was the shade for me, because the dress was a statement. When she stepped out on them Soul Train Awards with that green dress, looking totally opposite of her group, that was a statement that I'm here. I stepped out alone. I am solo. I am Latoka. I am Latoka. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's Latoka and the girls. That's what she was saying. It's Latoka and the girls when she stepped out with, for her to even have that dress on in the video with shading itself. Like, I don't even have time for Latoka. Like, her and Rocky, they are just both some scam artists, fake ass Thomasine and Bushrod.
And they don't know how to spell. They have grammar issues because why you got mispronounced words in the video. I know Rocky had something to do with. They was dragging him in the comments. Like, why are y'all not proofreading the stuff that y'all putting out?
So sometimes the lies, when you telling lies, they get ahead of you. Start, spewing out.
So this is what it looks like. I'm not gonna play the song, but you see, she got the dress on in the tub, supposed to be dramatic, have a nice dramatic moment. But it's supposed to be a gospel song, and you throwing shots at the whole group, and you throwing shots at Candy. Like, what's the reason for it? And then your editing is messed up. Like, you need to get your team together, learn how to spell. You cannot
I would love her to
get a thief while you are. Shady for Jesus. I mean, you said you would love what?
I would love to see an intervention like between her and Candy so we get to the bottom of like what is the real.
I think Candy said that they need Iyanla for real. Because say what you want about Iyanla. She do a lot of ridiculous stuff with her little activities, but she could probably get these girls together. She would let them know.
Yeah, but the activity is really because you have to be in the moment. So those activities, they look stupid, but they mean a lot. Like the brick carrying, putting the baby in when she shoved them men's face in the dirt. You got to go back.
It's already backfiring.
But this is not a good look, Latoka, and I blame Rocky really for her and Candy's long time history. I definitely blame Rocky. I think being that Rocky had told his mistress allegedly that he could have Candy whenever he wanted to, and that Candy wanted him. You don't know what he's telling that woman, and she's just a cabbage patch to believe it. But don't Latoka look like a cabbage patch?
She do.
But don't she? I was looking at her like Philip. Like she looks just like my cabbage patch.
Yeah,
Phillip.
I think Rock told her to do that because it's like, why would you throw shade in a gospel song? That's not. It's two different messages and they don't mix together. So you're not.
I think it's her, but a lot of things but we may think it's Rocky, maybe her too, because a lot of times it be the woman behind the scene. The women are usually the mastermind behind these men. Like a lot of times, and women can be just as nasty.
I believe she is a part of it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like he's the driving force. She's not gonna do something if he's not approving of it. But they've been together so long,
like they said, 28 years. In those dynamics and a lot of relationships like that, the women become worse than the men a lot of times to seek the approval from the men. Like they begin to do thing when they have a trickster, a swindler, you know what I'm saying, on their side like that, and then they're so in love with their swindler. A lot of times they bring up like, oh, we could do this, to think they're bringing a scheme to the table.
Like Mimi and Mimi Faustin, when she was doing that tape with that dude, that goober, she came up with that plan. So
yeah, like it'd be a lot of times it'd be the women that come up with, they think they're bringing something to the table where their men like, what you using your head, girl? Because I'm telling you, she probably came to the table allegedly with that to take her sister's money, and because I would feel uncomfortable as a man, like I'm taking your sister's money. It had to be some it's just weird. And sometimes women think they could be just as ruthless as men, and women are. They're more ruthless than men to prove that they're more to hold their ground.
But this is not a good look. It's not gonna look good for the gospel community. I don't know if she's mad because she feel like she's losing money, but or she really feel like people are gonna think she's the victim, because when you sit back and you say the devil is doing this, that's what some people like to do. The devil is attacking me and all this other stuff. Some of this stuff is not the devil. Y'all giving the devil way too much credit.
Right.
It's you. You did this. You brought this upon yourself. You're reaping what you sowed. That's just the principle.
Right. That ain't nothing but God. You reaping what you sow, child.
So moving forward, we just
gonna.
gonna.
Taco, that was not grown in gospel.
It was not. But we are gonna continue with our church announcements. We're gonna lift Jamie Foxx in prayer. He was hospitalized this week. They didn't really say what it was at first. I heard it was an alleged stroke, but I don't know if it's been public out, knowledge just yet. But that's what I heard that he was hospitalized for. He is currently filming a movie, and the movie has halted production because of his
condition,
emergency. And they're also threatening to move on without him. So, but even if that does happen, your health is way more important than any movie that you're working on. So if they don't want to stick beside you, if they don't have the time to wait for you to get better, then I say,
they would just have to move on. Sending healing energy to Jamie Foxx is very sad. The last time I saw it was his daughter made a statement saying that, the family would like privacy at the moment, that he was doing better. But I had heard somewhere that his issue had worsened. So we don't know about that. So we just have to keep updated on what's going on. But I hope he recovers very soon.
Yes, health before wealth. So whatever the issue is, we want him to come out, healthier than ever. Y'all focus on yourselves instead of trying to please everybody else, because this money will be here before we.
Yeah, because if you're how are you gonna make it?
Exactly. So y'all keep him on the prayer list. So moving forward, let's talk about women's rights versus trans rights and how women are feeling like their rights are being infringed upon, because there was this whole big controversy this week because of Nike sponsoring a trans activist, Dylan McElvany, and Budlight also sponsoring this same trans activist. And the Budlight, the people who consume Budlight are typically, right wingers. I don't want to say that, but that's their brand. That's where most people buy Budlight, is in these hick towns where it's mostly persuasion, very conservative, and
these are basically it's a red and a snack.
So the thing about it is, when they get mad, they stick together. They decided we are not
drinking
Nike. We are not drinking Bud Light. Let me tell
you something, Biff, come here. They done put a transgender around there on the Bud Light thing, and what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to drink it after that? I think
all they did was put a rainbow on the Bud Light, and they said, no, we're not doing this.
Hey, Miss
We will not be buying this. I saw where they lost $5 billion so far based off the protests. So,
well, I don't understand. Like, how did they promote this thing? Did they promote as a woman or something like this?
So what it is Dylan was supposed to be selling women's wear, and women were offended by it because you have a man in a sports bra trying to sell me a bra, and he's not a woman.
Women, you know what? This is as far as the women part. When women get offended, I think women have the big thing about being called fish and all this stuff, and you are a trans woman can never be you.
But think about the audience, though. Think about the audience, because it's a different audience.
Yeah, you're not in competition with a trans woman. That's what I don't understand. Like, what is the problem? If they're occupying the same spaces, and what is the problem?
I know I'm
born a woman. I know I'm a woman.
Women are being X'd out of the industry because
women
are oftentimes forced to have abortions, allegedly, or I don't know if we have to find another word for that, but women are often asked to go through certain things.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what
others are not.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what makes you a woman, and this is what makes you irreplaceable. You cannot be replaced. This is what I'm saying. So if someone feels that they're in the wrong body, specifically if they're a man and they feel that they want to turn into a woman, they are still not the woman that you are. They are a trans.
But do people have the right to say that I don't want this to represent me as a woman? If I feel like,
yeah, they do. Like, as far as, this is what I'm saying, as far as like the Nike, like with Nike and Budlight and stuff like that, as far as representation, I don't think they should have a trans person representing as a woman. They should represent as a trans woman. Like, trans women for Budlight, we drink Bud too. Cheers to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, something in that manner. You understand?
But
like,
I don't even think, even if it was trans women for Bud Light, I don't think the audience who drinks Bud Light would care. They just see y'all trying to take over everything, and why are y'all trying to force the LGBTQ agenda on everything and every situation and everybody, because they just want to drink their alcohol. Allegedly, this is what they're saying.
Yeah,
they don't want to have to deal with politics.
At the end of the day, people got to grow up in the whole world. Like, this is like, so like they have to understand, trans people are not going nowhere. Gay people, they've been here since the beginning of time. They've been here. They're not going nowhere. They were in the world. They occupy the same spaces. And it's sad that should they be marketed, in my opinion, should she be on the cover of Nike with a sports bra saying that she's marketing women's clothing? Well, she wears women's clothing. Why can't they say that she wears women's clothing? Just put another ad with a woman up there and say, this is women's clothing too. Like,
but people was burning they bras and stuff. They was protesting. They said that she does not represent them. They will not be wearing Nike no more.
But she don't represent you. She represents for her community. That's who she's repping for. So when people put, I'm telling you, trans people are the black people of humanity. They're the Nick of society. They the Nicks of the gay community. They the Nicks, and of the human races, we the Nicks. You know what I'm saying? Because we the bottom of the barrel. First of all, with trans people, you don't really know what they are. You don't really know what's politically correct to call them. You don't know if they still have their package or don't have their package. You don't really know what's going on. Just like with us as black people, we look all different ways. We got ones that we come light bright to black, midnight black. You don't know what it is. Some look Mexican, some look Korean, some look thing. And you will never get a footing in. They're the bottom of the barrel of their society, and we're the bottom.
Okay, but let me bring this up.
Crazy.
This is along the same topic. Women's rights when it comes to sports. Women. I saw a video of a young lady. She was talking about how trans women get into women's sports, and it's not fair to women that they have to go against a trans woman in sports. Is it fair to have a trans woman go against them, or somebody who identifies as a woman go against women? And no. She had a conference about it, and she was attacked by a trans group outside. And it's basically what they're saying is they're taking the women out of everything and making it harder for women, because you don't see a lot of trans men going into male sports. You really don't see any of that.
No, you don't. But they need to have really a trans women. I don't think they should be competing against, because you're stronger. You at the end of the day, you still have you're still a man. At the end of the day, you're male. You may not be a man, but you're a male. You understand? Mm-hmm. So you are male genetically. So therefore, as far as competing or whatever, yeah, you probably going to dust a girl. Or like track, you're gonna dust them. On swimming, mm-hmm. And anything. Mm-hmm. There is no competition. So in that fashion, I think it should be a separate. That's
what a lot of. I'm just trying to show what people are saying. That's what people are feeling like. Women are being taken out, losing their rights, and being pushed around, and especially in sports and in advertising, because there's a lot of women, if they get pregnant, we're going to talk about later on, they have to give up their jobs, and just for being a woman, an actual woman, but you'll give it to somebody who doesn't have to deal with those things, or there's no accommodation.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, but like, they're here. You know what I'm saying? Trans people are here. This is it is what it is. We're going to just have to accept it and adapt. Like, but I can understand. I wouldn't suggest anybody playing sports, and stuff in that manner. But if he want to if she want to put on some clothes, because these are the clothes that she wear, and someone picked her up to represent the clothes that she wear, I don't think it's a problem. Like as far as, but sports, no, I don't think the sports, you should have your own league. But as trans people, they're repping what they're wearing, just like if it was a trans woman to man. If she's wearing Dickies or something like that, she's gonna rep what she's wearing.
But I think people got mad at the brand. They got mad at the brand Nike, and they got mad at the brand Budlight because it is so right wing. Well, Nike is more general, but Budlight they definitely have their market in the persuasion community.
Definitely with the Budlight, but. This goes to say, but it's so like the whole double standard, because even like with Young M.A., I think she had a contract with Fashion Nova men's line.
Mm-hmm. I don't think, yeah, that's true.
No, she did. She had a contract with Fashion Nova men's line, and she's wearing, so nobody was up in arms that, oh my God, it's a woman representing men's.
But it's the audience. It's also the audience. We not gonna get mad about that stuff like that, but the conservative right wing Republican audience will make a fuss. And what I do like that they did is that they said they stood together and they said, we're not going to tolerate this, and we're going to protest, and by money, not by tearing up our own community, but by not buying the product.
Like, I'm not marching to the mountaintop. I'm not meeting nobody on the mountaintop. Who in the hell left the gate open? Don't leave it open for me, because I'm not coming through. No, I'm not. I'm going to take away my dollar. You know what I'm saying? So
take your money. That's how you really get them.
That's how you get them. Take away your dollar, and it's enough of them to scare them. So to take away their dollar, and they know what they say. Just like we were. Did we ever boycott Gucci? Like, did we ever? Like, what happened with that? We don't stay. We're very fickle, and we'll do anything to be down as a community. And those people that's right wing Republicans and a lot of people of the persuasion part, they're going to stick together. And when they say they're not buying Bud, they're not buying Bud. And Budweiser knows that. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's like when black people threaten Gucci, we're not buying Gucci. Gucci laughs. When black people threaten Gucci, like, we're not going to buy Gucci. Gucci laughs.
Gucci done called us all types of ends, but y'all will still go out there and buy Gucci because it's a different community. Y'all protest for a second. H&M came out with this. When I went back,
had them kids down here. Wait, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? I was talking about how Gucci did a lot of racist stuff, and then H&M had a racist monkey shirt. And we protested H&M for like a little bit, but then I see y'all back at H&M. And then
the summer came, and we need
y'all memory be lapsing when it comes to us. They call us
when Gucci heard that the blacks, when Gucci heard that the blacks and some of the mixes was going to boycott him, Gucci laughed. Gucci was like, he laughed like, I know your nigga is going to be dying to get back.
Was on there crying because she was like, "What Gucci do to y'all? Y'all get on my nerves with this. We can't get together for nothing."
Like her football face was getting on my damn nerves.
What Gucci do to y'all?
Gucci over something that she can't even fit. First of all, why you crying, girl? They don't make your size. Like, go sit there. I'm like, you can't. Why you crying? You ain't going to
figure too
on that show floor.
And then y'all steady be buying these labels because it makes y'all feel a certain type of way. It's how you show your status.
But that's why Gucci will laugh.
By what I have on.
But that's why Gucci will laugh when he sees that the blacks are, when the company sees that the blacks are, they're boycotting us again. You know what I'm saying?
We are the biggest consumers. We'll buy just about anything.
But you know that at the end, nigga is going to always want to be a part of something. Is going to want to be down. They're going to want to wear something that they feel is fresh. The clothes make them feel good. Because it's so weird. We're speaking of that, like as far as like fashion and stuff. You heard about the Tory Lanez case?
What's happening with that case?
Okay, last past Monday, they he was supposed to go for the appeal, I guess, to have the new for the new court day or whatever. But they postponed it to this coming Monday. I think it's supposed to. But I believe Milagro Grams from Mob Radio, and Armand Wiggins from the Armand Wiggins show was there in person at the courthouse. They were reporting on the whole trial too. Mm-hmm. They were live there reporting on the trial every day. So if y'all want to catch up on the trial, you could check out their channels. But they were there, and there was another white reporter, Megan something from the Rolling Stone. Mm-hmm. She was a white reporter. And as far as like the black YouTube reporters, like they were saying how they were treating them funny, you know, as far as them being in those same spaces with the press badge and stuff like that, like the regular reporters. But you know,
well, the YouTubers are really doing their thing, because even with the case with the Sweetie Pies, what's the name from Sweetie Pies, YouTubers really kept that story going.
Yeah, because it was a YouTuber, I think her name is Philly Phil.
It was more than that. It was multiple YouTubers that were there, that were in the courtroom reporting live, because the news wasn't picking it up as much. And this is where we were getting the information from. Is really from YouTube. We was getting it straight from the source.
Right. And they are in these spaces, and they are holding court in these spaces. And I think the regular press is getting mad, like the mainstream.
Then y'all need to do more. Y'all need to start taking up more stories.
Because Milagros and Armand was on that story. They you know, and they have opposite opinions about the story. And they were just, you know, they came together and they were on that story. And the lady took a picture of Armand, and she asked him, cause like, oh, nice shoes. Can I take a picture of your shoes? So he's like, yeah, you know, as soon as she's going to take a picture of his shoes. She took a full body picture, and she posted that picture, and she stated, oh, I don't know the exact word, but basically per usual, the courtroom turned into was a fashion show. Here's Armand Wiggins with his Gucci shoes. So basically what you were doing, ma'am, white persuasion lady, was putting a dig on these things like they come to play. I came to report because she was looking weird, like baggy pants, big monster shoes, all looking dried and terrible, like she didn't even wash her face. And I heard they don't even wash their legs. That enough they don't do is wash, but now you're not washing your legs. What's going on? And but basically but that was a dig. That was like basically I come to work, you come here for a fashion show. Near, you know what I'm saying? Like basically that's what that was given, but not understanding behind Black people like to put it on. That's why, you know, from slavery, it goes deep. We like to show out and dress up. Like we like to look clean. We like to look presentable. We always have to present ourselves looking nice, groomed, and neat because of how the world perceives us. So we may do a little bit extra than our persuasion counterparts, and that's just no.
That's not even what the trial is about.
It's not, but this is what I'm saying. They're doing their job. Yeah, when you talk about his shoes.
Yeah, it's not even about the shoes. It's about a woman was shot and somebody's trying to get away with it. So y'all,
Free
this
Tory.
is what I'm saying.
Free Tory. Free Tory. I don't think he should have went to jail for that.
Something happened, and I think because there's so much doubt that hopefully he doesn't get as a harsh sentence, because there's a lot of doubt in this case, even though there's a lot of evidence against him.
It's a lot of evidence, but it was just a lot going on, and I think it's a lot of stories.
It was a lot.
It's just too much to even decipher. So that's what I'm saying. So if it's a lot for them to decipher like that, I don't think he should have been found guilty. Maybe like a mistrial and come back again with some more concrete evidence. It's more evidence because it was a lot going on. Like this way. Who was looking?
Speaking, we have another court case. We got to talk about Shanquella Robinson's case. So unfortunately, it has been decided that the federal government will not be seeking charges against those who have been accused of unaliving her in Cabo, Mexico. And the people are saying why. And the feds are saying because they're saying that they don't have enough evidence. And to me, we all saw the video of her nude being attacked. The autopsy that was done in Mexico says different things than the one that was done in the United States. There's a lot of discrepancies. I think also the police may have been corrupt. It's a lot going on with this case.
It's just a sad case. Although this is sad, and this woman deserves justice, and unfortunately, she may not get the justice that she deserved. But what they want the United States to do. What they wanted them to do, what did you want them to do? This happened on Mexico soil. These people got away. Mexico didn't do their job. That's what happened. Mexico, when this woman was laid the hell out, it was too much going on. When she's laid out, a doctor came. They said 911 came, the emergency came, and then they said she was sleeping, and this, that, and the third. It's so much, and it's so colluded.
Yeah.
No,
it's so many different stories.
Evidence. You could play these videos and say, but they could say that she was alive after that. Like after these videos. The videos don't show her, unfortunately, gone, you know?
I don't think enough was done at the scene when it happened.
That's the problem.
That's the thing. Proper notes weren't taken. They weren't separated. They weren't questioned separately.
They were able to leave and go back to
They were able to leave and come back. You know, so I heard that they were paid off allegedly. So who knows? But the federal government says that they're not.
To the other white girl that was missing in Mexico. They said, oh, the U.S. did stuff for the white girl, whatever like that. But they have to realize that white girl was missing. She was technically a missing person. Like they were looking for a missing person. So the U.S. got involved because one of their citizens was missing. She wasn't missing. You understand? So the Mexican police messed that up. The Mexican police should extradite them. I think they should be held accountable, and they should do their jobs and extradite them and put them in the Mexican prison.
But that also gives, like, should the U.S. government allow Americans to be taken away from the country, you know, and punished under their laws? Do you understand? Because unaliving someone in Mexico may have a different penalty than
you
shouldn't
unalive them in Mexico. Like, yeah. I think they should go with you. Wherever you did the crime act, you need to do the time act.
Yeah.
And that's bottom line. But you know, the only way that the US could actually get involved with this case, if they find evidence that this was premeditated, that they decided to unalive her on US soil before they went over. If this was a conspiracy, if they have any type of text messages or text thread that they say, oh yeah, we're gonna get this itch, you know what I'm saying, or something like that to that.
Some people are alleging that is the case, and
they can pick up the case that premeditated, and they premeditated on U.S. soil, and they can pick up the case for that.
But they have to prove that, and that's hard to prove. But some people are alleging, you know, some negative things about Shanquella that I won't repeat because I don't know for sure.
It don't even matter. Like what did she do so negative that she deserved to die?
She didn't deserve to die.
This is what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is somebody was mad at her. Somebody was mad at her. I'm gonna just say that. I'm not saying she deserved to die, but somebody was mad at her, and I believe somebody came up with a plan.
See, if they could prove that it was a plan in place before they went to this trip, U.S. definitely can pick this case up. Hey, Ranting. Hey, Carol. U.S.
But the federal government already said that we're not get somebody else to do it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to trial. We're not even going to press charges. It's too
That's because they don't have no evidence. But if they find significant evidence that this was premeditated on U.S. soil, they have no other choice but to pick it up. They can't pick it up now because
But they're saying that the Combo 6 are not talking, so they don't have any information.
Well, this is just heartbreaking that this family is not going to get, you know, any type of resolve. If I was them,
and that lawyer that they keep getting, that same lawyer that keep getting on every civil rights case, he don't ever seem to win a case, and I'm trying to figure out why y'all keep going to him.
Why are they going to? I'm not even. See, I come from a different place, and this we would have to wait. If I had to wait and to get back, I would, because people start disappearing one at a time, and we're not going to do them back to back, so people get suspicious. But you know, people, you know what you could do is some acid and lie, and that's all I gotta say to the parents. You could do a lot with acid and lie; they'll never find anything.
We're not promoting nothing on this show. allegedly, but I think
but they can do a nice little science experiment, and you know, chalk it up to science.
I'm not feeling the lawyers. I really wish she would have, you know, probably got, you know, we get what we can, but it's unfortunate that she's not given justice. It just seems so. Is it okay if I want to unalive somebody? Should I just go to Mexico and just?
Yeah, you go to Mexico and leave before You go to Mexico, you call the ambulance and tell them that the person was drunk and passed out, and then that causes collusion because it's all colluded.
Collusion, man.
Collusion. No, collusion. You said collusion.
I'm thinking about
the whole colludement. Like it's very clouded, and because you're telling me that this person's drunk, and the doctor is going to have on record that this person was passed out, so she wasn't. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
I was thinking about that movie when Vivica Foxx was. They was questioning her about the bank, and she was.
It's like collusion.
You could have been a collusion. Collusion.
What you talking about collusion?
But that has nothing to do with this case. But once again, we're sitting. Keep her on the prayer list. Her family on the prayer list.
Sad family.
Hopefully, in the future. Charges may be
family. Like if you ever run into them people that did anything, you make sure you have a frozen hat pin on you.
Allegedly
a frozen hat pin. I heard allegedly that if you freeze a hat pin, those long hat pins that your grandmother used to have, great grandmother, you wet it and you put it in the freezer. See, you make sure it's very frozen, and then if you stick anything, it could be an animal or anything that's alive with said pin, allegedly, in about 10 minutes, whatever you stuck will no longer be around.
Oh, so on that note, we are going to go on commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about Kelvin Hunter, broke behind doing everything he can to survive.
Booty Juice Kelvin.
Booty Juice Kelvin doing everything he got to do since Wendy Money has dried up. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. It's a free way to support our channel. We will be right back after this. We are back, and now let's talk about Kelvin Hunter scraping and surviving, trying to, find spare change in the sofa, doing everything that he knows how to do. He's digging up everything he can dig up. He done dug up this old interview with Tasha K and singer Avion, where Avion basically said that they had an intimate relationship, him and Kelvin Hunter, back in the day. This interview took place, you said 2019?
I believe this was I saw the interview in real time. I think this was like in 2019 because it was like right up. I know it was during the right before the pandemic, maybe.
Because right now, because Kelvin's money has dried up due to him not being able to collect on Wendy's money, he is looking to sue Tasha K for this interview where this man said that these things. Tasha K didn't say it. Like, even though it's Tasha K is an easy target now because she was exposed for lying, this man got on her platform and said what he said. So you need to sue this man. If you was gonna sue anybody, it's sue him. Why are you suing Tasha K? Because she ain't got it.
Right, and you suing Tasha K for why? For why?
For why? She ain't got it. She ain't got it.
You get her money first if she did get it. So you going to be last in the line. So by the time you get your money there, your hip going to be dissolved. He need a new hip. I heard that he allegedly needed a new hip, and and then the house, the car note and the house mortgage payments is piling up. Wendy ain't giving it. She don't have to give it, and neither is Tasha. You leave Tasha K alone. She has enough problems trying to pay Cardi B. Don't be trying to come over here jumping on the bandwagon.
But Kelvin has a lot of financial issues.
She did not even say it was the man, and she did say, to be clear. Tasha K did say in the beginning of that video, this is alleged. I was not there. I do not know. I don't know this to be true. She did say that in the beginning of this video. So I don't know.
He does. I don't think he has a case here. I think he's desperate for money. As we all know, his money has dried up since the divorce.
No new hip for you.
So he's doing everything he can. He got to keep up with that lifestyle. Instead of working, he's another Rocky. He gives very much Rocky energy. It's just like that guy that's always trying to get over, take advantage of women, men, allegedly. So, Well,
they kind of, Tasha is actually under his publishing company, Hunter Publishing.
She's under his company?
Yeah, Latoka is
Latoka
is under Kelvin Hunter's publishing company, Hunter Publishing. Her books is distributed through his publishing company.
Birds of a feather flock together, I guess.
It's collusion. It's collusion.
It's collusion.
It's collusion.
I can quote that scene word for word. That was my favorite scene. The whole part. And then when she got up and she was like, "You're not even gonna offer me a glass of water."
Come on, shout out to Vivica and her pullback face. Shout out to Vivica and her pullback face. Vivica was like, I will not look 75.
To me, plastic surgery, y'all think it's really enhancing y'all, but to me, it's not really showcasing y'all's natural beauty. I feel like when you meet somebody and they're naturally beautiful, I think it's more of a statement and more of a flex to me than somebody who looks good because they got a BBL or or a nose job,
like that.
But when you a bad bee naturally, like when you have that natural look,
because some people just they don't have it like that. But Vivica, I think, is more of like an Asian thing. She's getting older because that face got pulled back. Because I saw Vivica
several times.
Once I saw Vivica, I was like, "What the fuck? Like you just have a whole new face, Vivica? That ain't you." Who the hell is that? That's Pinocchio.
But if she would have I wonder what she would look like if she would have just let herself age
probably
gracefully.
Beautiful, because I see like the older women get, like when some women, like the older they get, they start to look very really good, like Janet Jackson.
Blood don't crack. But when you start adding other elements to it
all that plastic. Because Vivica for sure was looking like Pinocchio. Hey Ray, Vivica was sitting there.
Very much so with the cheekbones and all that other stuff you had inserted into
it. Was pulled. Like, no, I think her face was tight. I was like, God damn. That face was pulled like this. She was like,
I don't think she got no more skin left to pull on that face.
I don't know, but I know behind her hairline is crazy.
So the next story we got to talk about B. Scott, who was on The Breakfast Club this week. Spilling the tea on the upcoming season of Atlanta Housewives. He said a lot of juicy stuff. Did you watch the interview?
No, I didn't.
So in the interview, he basically says that there is a altercation between Kandi and MARROW, and MARROW was basically making fun of Kandi for all the shootings and stuff that's been happening at her restaurants. Her cousin was one of the people, so she's gonna take that personal. She brought up the incident of MARROW slashing someone's face allegedly and disfiguring them, and that woman allegedly committed S. You know what I mean? So MARROW caused this girl to commit S, to unalive herself because she disfigured her when she cut her in the face. So that's going to be brought up on the show, and I just see it getting really gutter snipe. No other Housewives show gets this low than Atlanta. Atlanta gets low, and I just understand.
Like, what is the beef with MARROW and Kandi so much? Like, and MARROW, like.
No, but MARROW has always had it out for Kandi. When MARROW first got on the show, she said something about Ty being a big papa, and and
She called
Candy being a big
mama.
She told Candy a big mama, and it made it seem like Candy was paying all these men, and she's been saying stuff since she got on the show.
Yeah, because I remember when she came on the show and she wasn't actually a regular cast member, they just had her on there periodically. When she went down to the Candy Coated Nights, I think, and Candy asked her how did she get her money, and she was there with that football player, I think that was dating Nene also as well, and how she get her money. And come to find out, Candy was like she knew Marlo for years because Marlo dated her cousin.
Yeah, Marlo's been around the block, and her past is coming back to haunt her. You know, she's been arrested.
She said her whole and her arrest got deleted,
but it's going to be brought up again, so it didn't really get deleted, did it? Because it's about to be brought up again, and it's going to make all of us look bad. It just
don't unerase.
So, and another thing, B. Scott is on the docket as well because he brought up that Andy should not be hosting the reunions, which I agree. But then he inserts himself and said, "Well, I need to be hosting. I have the exclusive, and I'm the one that the women can talk to." No, B. Scott, no. I agree with you that we need a different host, but it does not need to be B. Scott. I'd rather have a black woman on there speaking to other black women than, not to throw shade or anything like that, but I feel like that's what the show needs to be authentic, not somebody who's outside of the situation looking in. Does that make sense without being offensive? They need
someone that knows the dynamic of the show, but not too involved.
Yeah.
You understand? Like someone who knows the dynamic, someone who watches, but they're not too involved to where they would have favorites. Because, being a commentator and writing and voicing your opinion, a lot of times you develop to have favorites for of these ladies. So therefore, it's going to be, when you host, you're going to probably lean more to one side. You said the girl Nina. I think her name is Nina.
Nina from Love and Hip Hop reunions. And speaking of Love and Hip Hop, let's talk about Love and Hip Hop leaving VH1 and going to MTV all of a sudden, and other shows are going to MTV. Is this the end of Love and Hip Hop? Because when shows start bouncing from network to network, it just seems like it's almost the end. What do you think this is? I think
it's the rebranding of Love and Hip Hop. I think they're trying to rebrand and trying to find their footing and trying to get back that magic that's never going to happen again.
Y'all need to get rid of Spice lying behind then.
Spice needs to go. Spice needs to go because if she come out with a belly and then no baby again, she needs to go.
She done lied too many times for me.
She's not the queen of dancehall. It's a lady so. She done
lied too much for me. But I just think that they don't have the original stars that they did have, like Jocelyn, Stevie J. That dynamic with them, Mimi, and all of that drama.
The New York cast, you're not going to get that magic back again because right now,
get it back.
Chrissy in. You know what I'm saying? Chrissy is not Chrissy in. You know what I'm saying? She's grown. You know what I'm saying? She's been grown. She was always older, but now she's really grown. You know what I'm saying? So now she's more on the peaceful because even when she was on that retreat thing, when I think one of the young ladies was going back and forth with her, so I was just bracing myself like, Chrissy's about to explode. She was like, you know what I'm saying? And then,
you get to, she was old then to be fighting.
That's what I'm saying. She was old then, but she's really old now.
Yeah.
So to be really fighting, and she's not on that same type of time. You could tell that she matured a lot too.
Yeah.
She matured a lot. So therefore, that's how I was holding myself, bracing like, oh, Chrissy about to go off. That's from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? She about to go off. And she was like, so I'm like, oh, Chrissy she's so mature.
Marlo definitely wants a moment. Marlo always wants and needs a moment. I really don't think her getting a peach was a great idea. I think some people just don't know how to handle it. And this upcoming season is gonna get real gutter snipe from what I see. And
Marlo is definitely the type to be the friend of. She needs to be the friend of. She can't hold it down like the other ladies holding it down, like with the peach. I think because she always her way to get acknowledgement is to bother somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing that old game, and it's tied and it's true. Like nobody wants to see you doing that in your Chanel and your couture dresses, sitting there just MARROW, stop. If anything, your storyline should be showing us how you get these couture dresses and how you get these pieces and how can a bitch be down. That should be your storyline. Like, what type of schemes are you doing? Like, what's going on? Is it schemation, or if it's not schemation? I need to know how you get your money, MARROW. We need to know. Candy asked you this question a long time ago. You didn't want to tell. And we don't want to hear nothing about MARROW Inc., LLC.
Right. So
money is not coming from there, MARROW.
We are going to move on to the next story. We have Kaya Jones. A lot of us may not know who Kaya Jones is.
Like Kaya Jones. Like, that sounds like my
Kaya Jones was one of the Pussycat Dolls during the time when Nicole was on there. And you remember the Pussycat Dolls. It was a lot of them.
Loosen up my buttons, baby, because you keep fronting and you going to give it. I know every song is out.
They had some good music and they were really good dancers back in the day. It seemed like back when I was in high school. Like
Nicole Scherzinger.
So she did an interview recently where she basically went on to detail about her time during Pussycat Dolls and reflecting on how the label forced the group members to have unaliving sessions when they got pregnant. So either they were to have it or they would be fired. There was no maternity leave. Huh?
What they thought?
Well, this has been happening in the industry for a long time.
Yeah, this is not nothing new, and especially in the early 90s when the Pussycat Dolls was out, a woman could not even breathe pregnant or say she's pregnant. You couldn't do that. A lot of women knew that going into this industry. Was it right? No, but that's how it was.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but I think we're also desensitized to, honestly.
No, because now but luckily now things are evolving, because a lot of times, just like say it's like Cardi B, she was in the prime of her career. The prime, like she was hot. Like she was hot, smoking, and when she got pregnant with her daughter, she kept her daughter. Her career kept thriving. Like it kept going. Like it's a different time. But in those,
like that for everybody, though.
Yeah, but in those times, in the 90s,
everybody's able to do that.
How many stories how many women, how many artists could come out? Female artists could come out and say that they may have, if they willing to admit it, like what they did for they sacrificed their fame. Because back then they did not see a woman being an artist and a mother. Like a mother, it wasn't a look. It's either
but the thing was they were expendable. They were, especially the other girls. But the rest of the girls, if it was to get pregnant, either you get out the group. We can do it without you. That's
right. But they are known. But people have to realize their station in life. I don't understand why people just don't understand their station in life and accept their station. Y'all are not that girl. Y'all not know Nicole Scherzinger. You know what I'm saying? If Nicole Scherzinger, they probably would have stopped the group and, for 9 months until she got herself back together, whatever like that. Y'all are expendable. Y'all fool-la-la in the background. Y'all are back up. Like, bye. Like, we don't need you. Like, either you're going to get rid of that, get rid of it, or you're going to keep your job, because you could go be a secretary, or do you want to dance on the stage? Which one is it? Because when I tell you to work, I believe in sweat.
Well, I get both sides. I get both sides, but at the same time, this goes into women's rights. As a woman, I should be able to have my baby and not lose my career.
But you have a right to get another job. Like you have the right to find another job. Like this is not for you. Like it's like if a woman's a fireman, you can't firefight while you're pregnant. So is it discrimination when they tell you? No, but
you can go on maternity leave.
But this is what I'm saying.
But you can go on maternity leave.
But what is the come back, and if we have a spot available after you have your child and you still have the body that you had before, maybe if the baby ain't stretch you out every way to sideways, maybe we'll have a spot open for you. If we don't, bye. But you knew this going in, especially females in this industry back in those days. Why are they acting shocked? That's what my thing is like, oh boy, like get over it. You knew what you were getting into when you got into the industry, even sometimes to these days. If the woman is not popping, like, Poppington, like she's really popping, they may tell her like, look, I don't think a kid is in your best interest right now. It's going to slow you down, whatever. Like, and that just is what it is. It's the industry, but you have the choice not to be in it.
It's very true. So speaking of that, we're going to get on to y'all's aunties and uncles who has been really scared these past few days because it was announced that Hulu is coming out with a Freaknik documentary, which is going to focus mainly on Freaknik 94. And the aunties are scared. I talked with some of the aunties at work, and they said that some of their Freaknik pictures have been released. I said, well, let me see the damage.
Not the aunties on the job. Not the aunties
on the job. You know me, I'm gonna talk about stuff anywhere. So I was like, so what was y'all doing back in 94? What was y'all doing? I was a child. I was in a child's place. So I was in Atlanta, but I was a child. So I seen one of my coworkers showed me her 94 pictures, but she was at Freaknik. They weren't bad, but some of y'all out here was wilding.
Yeah, some people spread it like mustard.
Yeah, I was spreading outside with the police. The police was involved. They was spreading cheeks. I saw pictures where police was spreading cheeks, and police.
That was a free fall. The 90s. I was unfortunately I couldn't make it to the Freaknik or whatever. How was I? Like 19. I was born in 1978, so like 1992, 82. So I probably was like, yeah, I was old enough, but I just didn't. That wasn't my church. I was into other stuff at that time. But I did see like some of the footage because I remember when Video Music Box and all that, they said like we're live at Atlanta Freaknik or whatever, and they was just getting busy and all. I was
doing everything.
The Players Club. I was like, ooh.
No, it was real life hedonism. It was a lot of some of everything going on, and there was a lot of traffic. A lot of incidents were happening, and there are a lot of horror stories. There are a lot of horror stories, like women being grabbed, touched inappropriately. It was a lot of that going on, and I don't think that this documentary is going to be good for our community. Some things y'all just need to let.
Some things need to be dead and buried.
Let it be what it was. Y'all do not need to be bringing up some of this stuff. It's just making everybody look bad. Need to,
because a lot of these, like Sukihana, you think you were loose. You think you were loose. You ain't saw nothing.
But back then they didn't have internet like that.
Yeah, they didn't have internet.
But there was pictures. There was pictures and video
of time. People been freaky deaky and beginning stuff on since the beginning of the time. Did you hear that song from 1924? Talking about if you mop out. Like, what? Are you serious? Like, that is somebody great grandmother twice over singing like that. So
I don't want to see my aunties in the documentary. So
I don't want to see my uncles looking like R words in the documentary.
It was a lot of R-wording going on.
That's one of the real questions, because I saw a couple of clips from the documentary where a gentleman was stating that if a woman dresses provocative, like, you can expect what you're going to get. And me personally, I think that's somewhat true to an extent, but I don't think someone should be forced or touched.
No, that's not. Well,
so when you go outside in this society, you know what it is. You know what men are looking for. And as a woman, if you're over 18 and you're over 21, you know how men are going to react to certain situations. So don't put yourself in the situation. Not that you can't wear what you want, because you should have freedom to wear whatever you want, and you shouldn't be harassed for wearing whatever you want. But being that you know that you will be, don't. That's it.
Or it's a possibility. Just because you're being provocative or you're wearing a provocative outfit doesn't mean that you need to be touched. But at the same time, like you said, you got to read the room. You know where you at. You know what you're doing. You want attention. Sometimes attention is not a good thing in certain environments.
No, but we know, like, and sometimes women, we just got to take responsibility. Bottom line, like, a lot of times we have to take responsibility. Everything ain't, oh, well, no, man, no, he know better. No, you knew better. Like, a lot of times you knew better. And us as women need to start telling these women, stop talking about all this shame. Oh, you're slut shamed. No, you need to be slut shamed. You understand? You need to be telling this is inappropriate as a female, as a queen, as a goddess. Like, do you know who you are for you to be acting like that or conducting yourself like that? Or to be, if you go outside, holy thing, like certain stuff that I even wear on the show, I wouldn't step foot outside with. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things I wouldn't step. This is just house clothes. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't step outside with because it's too revealing and too provocative, and I don't want that type of attention. So if I don't want that type of attention, I'm not going to dress that way.
Right.
That's just me.
But
not that you deserve or you deserve to be touched because you're dressed like that. But I know for sure my brain calculates if I step out the house with this mini skimpy skirt on, somebody's going to say something to me that I'm not going to like or potentially disrespect me and have me in jail.
But bringing it back to the whole Freaknik thing, I just really don't think it's a good look for our community. We're already hypersexualized anyway, and bringing our aunties into it and just showing us the footage of them cutting up, I don't think it's going to be beneficial for anybody. It's I don't think
that poor auntie with the blonde hair though. She was just really.
She was scared. She was really scared, and They allegedly found a picture of her, but there wasn't.
Oh, I saw the picture. That looked like her. She was up on.
They said it wasn't her, so I took it down. They said it's not her. It's not her. So I took it down, but it looked like her. It could have been her, but
it looked like her.
But they said it ain't her. So
it's her sister. It looked like her. Allegedly.
If she want to say it ain't her, she has the right. Because that's what I told the aunties at work. I said, if a picture comes up, just say it ain't you. Just say it ain't you. And then what they going to do about it? So the last story we got to talk about is Corey and Tia. Corey was allegedly accused of having a girlfriend, and he basically... And they keep quoting him, and his vernacular is not the correct English. He said, I ain't got no girlfriend. And so that was the title of the article. I ain't got no girlfriend.
Tamara and or Tia did find him at the bus stop. So if he say he ain't gotten, he probably said it like that.
He said, I ain't got no girl. The way they wrote it in the article, that's how I read it. Like,
oh my God, I'm telling you, you don't know how many times I was laughing at you. I ain't stealing it. It ain't
stealing. They just made him sound uneducated in the article. And, maybe he is or maybe he isn't. But the fact that they said, I ain't got no girlfriend as the title, like, it just...
Because, he's one of those
What's up with these black women? Why y'all keep leaving y'all black kings? Why y'all keep leaving y'all black kings? Because Eva left. We don't know what Eva left for. And Tia, like, what was he doing? Was he not working enough? Was he not doing anything around the house? What was he doing?
I don't know why I'm just so uninterested because she is just so boring.
I like Tia. Just because she don't have drama, that don't mean she's
not drama. But I'm just saying, no. She just is a bore snore, boring. Her sister is more fun, I think her sister is not as boring as she is with her little wine vineyard and stuff like that. With her little persuasion husband.
A lot of people say the opposite. A lot of people like Tia over Tamara.
No, but I like both of them. But I think they're both boring, but I think that she's really boring because she tries to spice it up. She's the mixie that like, oh, I'm hip, I'm black, I'm the black easy black one. I'm hip, I'm in the kitchen cooking soul food. I'm making mac and cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like
she's always had that commercial brand. She's always been
and it's
like
so boring.
Good girl.
It's boring. Like these two, like I don't care if you're divorced, stay together. Because if y'all not gonna tell us what really happened in this relationship, like. That you ain't got no girlfriend, Tia, do you got a boyfriend? Like what's going on? Like what is going on in the relationship?
We opened the doors to the church. If anybody wanted to come up, we opened the doors to the church. But I don't know. I want them to work it out.
No, they are cute. They're cute, a cute couple. Like with the kids, they got the two kids. But I think Tia is bored out her mind. I think she wants a little bit of excitement. Mind you, she met this man.
He's acting though, like he's currently on the show right now.
He be having jobs periodically. You may not see him, but he be working. Like he do be working. Like I said, he was on the Crackle Network. He was just in what's that? Chicago? What's that? Chi-town? Shot?
He's I think the Shy.
The Shy. He was just in the Shy.
He's working. He's working. He's not working as much as you, Tia, but I mean, you knew that prior.
But who knows what happened? You know, she's been with this man a long time. Like basically, like out of her teenage years, she's been with him. So maybe she's just bored and wants some, you know, like
some new D in her life.
Not even like a new experience. Sometimes it's not even about the D; it's about the experience. Sometimes that you wake up every day and do the same thing, and it becomes.
But that's what marriage is. That's what marriage is.
Yeah, and a lot of people some people don't that boredom sometimes in that repetitive behavior. Some people need to break out for a while. Who knows? She may come crawling back because you see her doing her little TikToks and dancing and stuff like that, like Ashley.
Yeah. I see her on TikTok, but she have her kids on there a lot too.
Yeah, and you know she do her little cooking thing, but I think she just want to get out there and want something different. Hopefully, maybe she'll come back.
But he said he ain't got no girlfriend, so y'all need to stop with that rumor. He ain't got no girlfriend.
Well, they are a cute black couple, black love. I hope they do work it out and find their way back to each other. But Tia and or Tamara, which one? Tamara? Tia. Okay. The white one got the ghetto name, Tamara. That's the white one.
I don't think that's ghetto.
Tamara.
The names that I know and grew up with, that ain't ghetto.
Tamara. I know. Like, my sister-in-law's name is Tamara. Yeah, Tamara was always a Latino.
And also for the guy, for Bobby Lee, who was the founder of Cash App, who you mentioned last week, they found out who allegedly did it. It was one of his colleagues. And it was allegedly over a dispute over his sister, allegedly.
So he done shoot the man down to the ground over his sister?
We don't know. I don't know the details just yet. But yes, allegedly that's what it was about. But I knew it had to be somebody that he knew. It wasn't a random thing. It was somebody that he knew. Yeah,
because usually stabilizations are up close and personal. When people
it's very personal.
People get unalived in that manner. Usually it is a person that they know, and it's very personal because you have to get right up on them. So you want to see the life come out of their eyes. So you want to just get real close up on them and then jig them and twist it. So
allegedly,
so you can just see the fade away, like their eyes go blank.
But we're gonna keep an eye on that case as well because the whole thing just seemed fishy to me. So I'm glad that they found out who it was.
To me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think I blame Rock Nation. I blame Rock Nation did it. But poor me.
It could have been a lover's quarrel. We don't know the details just yet. Because I don't think they're going to release all the details.
Ray, you like crime too? Yes. Oh my God, love me. A good. My channel's favorite ID. At this point, I'm like, I'm gonna go apply to be a detective. Yeah. His sister's preggo.
They don't pay enough. They do not pay enough. His sister.
It takes a nosy person to be a detective.
Pregnant.
It takes a nosy person.
You got to be real nosy, and you got to be patient.
It takes a caring.
Got to be
extra nosy. When I filed people as detectives, like, because one of my friends, she got bumped up, but she's a detective. But I was just like, you was that nosy.
Mm-hmm.
Nosy.
Yeah, it really helps out. That's all I have. Do you have any other thing that you want to say before we wrap things up?
No, I don't think so. It's been a pretty quiet week. Not too much.
Not too much, but we still have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, not too much. I think just a little Christian. Can you see Christian and Blueface update? Christian looks like she's getting her tooth. She looks like she's getting the tooth in place.
She got her tooth. Hopefully, she keeps it in her mouth. She got it replaced.
No, that wasn't a permanent because I knew that wasn't a permanent. That's why she was taking it in and out.
But you shouldn't take it out when it's not a permanent.
No, a lot of people do because it's uncomfortable. Because when your teeth get knocked out or forced out like that, the gums, they have to go in there and pull out the thing so the gums are raw. And so you can't get a tooth for a while. Sometimes you have to wait until that gum heal, and then they put the procedure or whatever, so you can't get a tooth for a while. So I think now is going to be her permanent, so she can't take it in and out. And I know because my cousin had them, and she was uncomfortable, like that tooth, like it was like felt funny, so she was always taking it out until she got permanent.
So hopefully she keeps her tooth in and stays off the hand, stops smoking, because she is showing now. So it's definitely not a good look.
Oh my God, I can't believe the girl's pregnant, Chad.
The girl is pregnant, and you can see it now. So make sure
she is protruding.
So I want to thank everybody who catched the live with us. Ray, Cheryl, Vintage, Carol Ranting, Shar, Arnold was in here. Bernice was in here.
Yes, yeah. High Key Mikey in here earlier.
Robin, Yvette, thank y'all so much for joining us. And make sure y'all hit that like button.
Cleo was here. That's my girl, Cleo. We
love Cleo. Cleo been riding with us since the beginning.
We be in them DMs, child, early in the morning.
Because when I post, I can post at like 6 in the morning. MASE already done seen it. I was like, dang.
Right, but me and Cleo done went through like 4 other DMs since 5 in the morning.
But yes, we appreciate all the support. Make sure y'all like the video, share it with your friends, and we will be back with another one. So we'll keep you updated. You have anything else to say before we close it out, MASE?
Just keep your wigs tight and don't let the bed bugs bite. That's it.
Good night, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see y'all next time.